Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, and today I've got for you a little flip-flop. You could call them journals, I suppose, but they're not really big enough for a journal. Maybe they might be okay for a weekend journal, but yeah, apart from that, they're not very big. And these are going to be added into my hortensia journals. So I wanted to add something a little extra into them, and this is what I've come up with. So I have already made one, but I'm not going to show that to you until the end. I have got a variety of envelopes here. I've got this gorgeous one, and I just love it. It's got swans on the back down here, and there is a this one here was a window envelope, but I've covered up the window completely, and I've actually closed the envelope. It'll get sliced across the top for a top loading pocket, and then what have I done here? That is going to go on there. It's going to have to glue to that, unfortunately. No, this way. That way. Okay, so I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to glue it, because if I keep messing around, it'll take ages and ages. Yeah, so I mean, you don't need a huge amount for this particular piece of ephemera, or journal, or whatever you want to call it. You just need you basically just need scrapbook paper, other papers for collaging, and I'm going to put it on here. Fussy cuts and glue, and the glue depends on what you're going to use. If you're only going to be working with paper, then you should only need a glue stick, maybe some art glitter glue or PVA glue, but you shouldn't need any more than that. And just some patience with yourself while you hum and ha and make your envelopes work for you. Now this is going to be probably too big. Let me just measure it against my, yeah, it's going to be too big. I'm going to have to take it off. Just let me fold this down a little bit. There we go. And it is going on this way. And I've got it upside down. And that's the trick. This is the trickiest part, is working out which way to put the envelopes so that you don't get them upside down. Right. Okay. Just re-glue that. Oh, okay. I'll put washi or a pretty piece of scrapbook paper there. That'll be fine. This can be a side tuck. Right, so that's essentially the start. Now, could put that there, but no, I want to keep that as a side tuck. And I'm going to put note paper in here. I think. I'm not sure. If I want to do it that way. Yeah. Let's see what will go inside. What will go, something might fit in here. This will fit, but is it going to close? Sorry, I just need to think while I'm doing this. Okay, so that works. I'm going to I'm going to pop this one inside this one. I hope. Go in there, please. Yep. Like that. And then this one I'm going to put like that. And that one will have to sit over the top. But I want it this way. Okay. And then once you get them together, then it's just a matter of working out which ones are going to be side loading, which ones are going to be top loading, which ones you're not going to close up. You're going to just slide things into the envelope itself. So I'll have a bit of everything. So that's going to glue on there. And then these are going to be down here. Okay, so I could put this on the back. Or this one actually. I might actually, I'll just lose all that all together, and I'm going to pop that on the back, that envelope like that. And I'm going to glue this one to these envelopes. And then this one I'm going to pop over there like so. Alright, so this one is quite different to the last one. Okay, so now I've just got to glue them down. Oh. Alright, so how is this on here? Alright, so I'm going to glue this one into there. I hope everyone's well and that you've been having fun in your craft rooms like I have. I haven't been in here a huge amount, but I have been in here, so that's good. So long as I get in here every day, even for a little bit, or every other day for extended time. And then I'm actually going to glue that in, so I'm going to use the PVA glue. Did I open it? Yep. Oh God, no, don't come out. Stay in there, please. Right, so that is like that. Okay, cool. All right, and then what's going on here? And then that goes back on there. They've moved. Never mind, it's okay, it's all good. I glued this one. I made a mistake. I glued this one in the wrong spot. Can I get it off? Or maybe. Oh, no, it's just going to make it a mess. I'll just re-glue it back down. Okay. Right, so I'll collage over that. Now, so this one is going like that. And I will take some of that off. I'll keep it, I might use that. And I'll glue that down. I might just trim this up a little bit. Oh, come on. Okay. So that's going on there. Goodness. I've had Monday-itis all week. When I did the video the other day, it was okay. It's just that it was taking a long time to, as you could see, for me to figure it out. I don't think it really matters which way it goes. But we'll do it this way. And I decided that the video wasn't very good in the end, and that I would do another one, and that it's probably better if I have a prototype, because, you know, if I've already done one, then it will be easier for me to now this one I'm going to make it a tuck spot, side tuck. Like that, because it's just too pretty to lose that flap. Okay. I am going to have to use this purple envelope, and I will make that a now I could either create a hinge and hinge this, which could be a good idea. Or I could just put that down . Which I think I will do. I think it'll make it better if I do it this way. I've made large flip-flops. I've done envelope stacks in journals, and no matter how many times I do these, did you see what I just did? Okay. nothing's really a mistake. It all works out in the end. I've changed my mind again. I mean, really, it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, and it's pretty much true. But at the same time, it's also showing you that you can fix anything pretty much. There's always a way around it. So I'm actually, it looks like I'm losing an envelope, but I'm not. I will, I don't think so anyway. No, I won't, because I'll put an opening there. I'll need a side tuck here. Okay, so I think I'm going to do a side tuck made out of this. I have had issues with hay fever. I've had issues with Mondayitis. And I just would like to start the week all over again, pretty much. But that's okay. Now, I want that there. I don't think I want it that wide. And I want a piece of this. No, that won't go. I've got some new wallpaper. It's absolutely gorgeous. Maybe I might make this the tuck spot. very hard to sort of show you because it just keeps rolling up on itself. But it is gorgeous. All right, maybe I'll have this. With this. Okay, like that, with that underneath. Okay, so I'm going to do a time lapse for the rest, otherwise this video is going to be hugely long, and I don't really want to have a very long video, so I'm going to time lapse it, and I won't talk through the remainder. If there's any notes or anything that you need to know, I will pop them up on the screen for you. So you can see that making one of these envelope flip-flops can be a bit of a challenge, but it's not something impossible, and you know, there is always a way around everything, and if you make mistakes, it doesn't matter, they can be easily overcome. I think my biggest issue is that I was wanting to use a few of these really pretty envelopes that had prints on them, and I really didn't want to lose any of those pretty little prints that they had on them, and so yeah, I created the issue for myself pretty much. Envelope flip-flop thingies, they do go together a lot easier if you can slip the flaps inside each other, you know, so put one envelope flap into the other envelope, slip it inside, which would have been easier if I could do that throughout. You know, usually in the past I've used plain envelopes, and I've been able to do that, and just occasionally I will glue a flap down over the top of an envelope and create that envelope to be a side opening pocket by cutting across the bottom of the envelope, or a top loading one by cutting across the top of it. And yeah, I didn't quite get as many of those in this one as I did in the last one. simply because of just how I put this one together. It's just how it worked out. They're a bit like you know, cooking your favourite stew or casserole or soup or whatever, you know. There's no two that are alike. Every time you cook it, it's going to be different, it's going to taste different, and it's going to be either better or worse. And it's the same with these, but in this case there's no worst ones, because like I said, you know, if you come across an issue, you can always work around it. It's just a matter of perseverance, I think. And so with this envelope here that I'm working on, because I've glued it down completely, I really can't I can't create a pocket out of it unless I had glued, which I should have done, a piece of scrapbook paper, a thick piece, over the top, and left an opening at the top of the envelope, and then I could have had a top loading pocket there, but I wasn't thinking of that when I did that, and I've just gone ahead and collaged over it, and you'll see that I actually do create a tuck spot on this one. And yeah, so I constantly lost my train of thought throughout this project, and that was another problem, like forgetting what I was doing. And I don't know, this whole week has just been a complete write-off for me in terms of being creative. I've just found the whole week to be a challenge, and it hasn't gone my way. So if you've lasted this long in the video, thank you for hanging around, because you do see in the end that this folio does turn out, and I do end up with two different little envelope flip-flops, and they're both quite lovely in their own right. So, oh, me sneezing. Now, was it this one? I don't know. There's another envelope that I found the whole thing a challenge. You know, just yeah, I don't know what it is about this week. It just hasn't gone in my favour. But you know, I'm not looking at it as a bad thing. You know, it's all about going with the flow and making things work for me the best way I can, and that's what I've done pretty much. I've left this piece, this side of this envelope, as a writing spot, so I'm just putting on a little bit of an embellishment that I had cut off the tuck spot on the back of the folio. It came in handy as like a little collage bit there. So oh, and the other side, yeah, that's right, I left it as it was because it had a pretty very pale floral print on it, so I just left it as a writing spot. And this one I end up closing up and without thinking, and yeah, that was unnecessary. Again, it didn't need to be. It could have been a top or side loading pocket, but again, I'm not thinking ahead, and I think the other thing too is I was trying to get this video finished. I was aware that it was taking me quite some time. Doing this part of the folio, the embellishment part, took me just over an hour. So I was well aware that it was going to be a long video that I didn't want, because that meant a lot of editing, trying to get it together, and as it is, I've blended 2 videos together again to get one that is reasonably okay. And yeah, so I hit a stumbling block with this one. I really didn't know. I think I was going to try and do a tuck spot here, but I made the mistake of gluing this piece down flat when it shouldn't have been. It should have been attached to the printed piece of scrapbook paper, and I like that, but as a side tuck, and I messed up again, and so it ended up being a collaged page. I don't remember now. I've only just watched this just before, and now can't think whether I did actually put a pocket on here in the end. I don't know. I'll have to watch it with you to see. I might have left it as a place to put a photo or something like that, you know, like for anyone who wants to stick photos in their journal. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I did. I just left it. I put this little quote on there, and I left the page as it was. So there, it was a little bit of journaling space, or to glue a photo onto. Yeah. And this one I just collaged around the opening. From the last video, I had 2 or 3 parts of it where I had made some very silly but funny mistakes, and I was going to create a bloopers for the end of this video, and but I decided against it, seeing as it had taken so long. It's going to finish on not quite 51 minutes. So I thought, no, I won't do it. But yeah, they were quite comical. And if I had have included them, they would have been time-lapsed, and I was talking in throughout. I couldn't erase the talking, and so yeah, it would have been a good laugh, but never mind. Yeah, there's many moments in this one. I've watched through this twice, and there is so many moments where I think, oh no, you shouldn't have done that. You should have done it this way. But you know, I've made a few of these when I first started doing junk journals. Envelope flip-flops like this were the very first journals I made. Little ones, but they turned out really lovely. I had about 4 of them, and I sold them early on in my when I started up my Etsy shop. I sold them, you know, sort of early on, and I've made larger flip-flops. I've done them with envelopes. I've done them with hard covers and other like manila folders or whatever attached, and every time I do one, they're different, and every time I do one, there's a challenge involved. So, but for me, I think having something like that to work through develops your problem-solving skills, and it also kind of extends your skills in your craft. So, you know, it's all good in the end, really. And the reason why I ended up collaging quite a bit in this one is because I didn't have any pretty scrapbook paper at hand apart from the offcuts from the window envelope. They were the only bits that I had that were big enough to cover an envelope, and I just didn't want to have those 2 prints completely throughout. I thought that would look boring, and I quite like the eclectic look of the collage, so I went with that. I really wanted this little piece of book page to fit a certain way, and it's got some French words, and I really wanted those French words on there, so I fiddled around with that to make sure I could fit it in the way I wanted it. apologise for being off screen for part of this. That card has got dried flowers on it. I picked a few of them up at an op shop, and yeah, I thought it was a bit different and quite sweet and fitted in with the theme of Hortensia and her pretty English garden sort of theme of, I think, yeah, hydrangeas and other pretty flowers. To me, that's like a country garden. So I'm just putting in journal cards that I've bought online somewhere. They need to be backed and, you know, embellished. Little tag needs ribbon on it, and I'll do all that later. I just put them in just so you can see where they're going. And now I'm going to create the little notebook to go in there, just a few pages. And apart from this one there, they're all remnant pieces of paper. So it's just a few pages, just for a few little notes. So I lost my awl somewhere in my clean up of my craft room the other day. I don't know where I've put it, so I'm using a skewer to poke the holes. I have to start again because I forgot the card on the outside, which is like a cover to my folio. I've picked out a pretty card with an Edwardian lady in her garden reading. So the other one's got a card from the Diary of an Edwardian Lady series. So that was very quick, putting that together. And now I'm just going to punch a hole and put an eyelet in with some ribbon to tie it all up. And I had a little bit of a bother with my crocodile because it didn't want to clamp the eyelet, and I couldn't get it to clamp straight away. So I had a couple of goes at that. So if you've stayed through this video, thank you so much for staying. And if you're leaving comments, please, you know, ensure that they are positive criticism. I'm all good with that. And thanks for coming, and peaceful blessings to you all. This is the first one that I made. Bye for now.